Yo, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings. It's Month of Majestic. I hope y'all are feeling good. Hope y'all are feeling blessed. I hope y'all are feeling motivated. So I woke up today, man, and my spirit was bothered a lot. You know, I've had a lot of spiritual encounters in my walk with Christ. You know, I used to have sleep paralysis. I'm not sure if I shared my testimonial with y'all yet about that, but when I first came to Christ, you know, one of my biggest sins was lust. I had a lot of, you know, lustful temptations and lustful thoughts. So I started getting visited in my dreams by like sex demons pretty much. I'm not sure if any of y'all ever have heard of succubus or incubus, but these are supposed to be like spiritual entities that come visit you when you're sleeping and feed off of your energy, you know, and stuff of that nature. So I was having this happen to me a lot on my walk with Christ, and it confused me at first because like I knew it was spiritual, but I couldn't put my finger on what exactly it was. And a lot of this was happening when I was in prison. So when I got out of prison, I started, you know, doing research about this and, you know, watching different testimonials and different encounters that people were having. So I started realizing that, damn, I'm not alone. This thing is spiritual. This thing is real. And a lot of times what these devils would do is when they know you're about to level up in the spirit realm, they try to knock you off your pivot. When they know that you're about to, you know, give your life to Christ, and when they know you're on a walk with Christ, they try to come and do everything they can to, you know, throw you off. So that's why I was having these encounters. And I knew that was why, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And it didn't get revealed to me until later because, you know, I was praying, I was in the spirit, you know, speaking to God and asking, you know, Father, whatever this is, please reveal it to me. And sure enough, I came to the book of Jude, and I was reading about how these fallen beings, when they came down to the earth, they were teaching us a lot of, you know, different sacred knowledge that they knew we would use to our, you know, destruction. And a lot of times these beings, they are anthropomorphic. They can shapeshift and, you know, they can jump in between realms. And a lot of them are already stuck on the earth. They're disembodied spirits, you know, from the flood, from the Nephilim. So it was talking about in the book of Jude how these dreamers, is what Jude called them, could come and defile you when you're asleep. And it called them dreamers. So when I seen that, I'm like, dang, I literally was just praying for this and it got revealed to me. So long story short, I had a vision last night, and I've never had any type of vision like this. I've never had an encounter like this. And to remind you, I've had sleep paralysis before. But this one was different. This one was different in a prophetic way because of what's going on right now. You know, there's a lot of so-called UFO alien sightings going on, which I'm doing a breakdown on this soon about Project Bluebeam and how the government basically knows that, you know, we're getting close to the end. Because the Lord's pouring his spirit on all flesh. You know, and the Lord can even use the wicked to accomplish his will. That's what a lot of people don't realize. So a lot of these demonic forces are coming into contact with government officials, you know, and then not to mention the secret societies like the Masonic Order, the Boule Society, the Divine Nine. You got the Emerald Covenant. You got all of these secret societies that are teaming up with the government because they're basically summoning demonic forces to accomplish their will. That's the other side, right? And then, of course, you got the righteous side. You know, you got the Holy Spirit working through people like me and, you know, other Christians throughout the world. But that doesn't mean that the Most High is not going to use the other forces to accomplish his will. So what I'm getting at is a lot of these secret societies and government officials, they know what's going on. That's why they're propagating all this Anunnaki talk. They're propagating all this alien talk. And there's a lot of CIA documents that have been getting leaked about Project Bluebeam and, you know, how they're planning a catastrophic event to basically use fear as a scare tactic to unite us all under this New World Order system. You know, because once they get us all scared and put us all under a safety patrol or a safety hazard, then people are going to have no choice but to take the mark. They're going to have no choice. You know, because everything's going to be digital. You know, the US dollar is going to crash. Once the US dollar crashes, it's a wrap. You know, once they put us all under martial law and they start taking people's land, taking people's resources, it's really going to be a wrap. So I'm already studying all this prophetically. And then I have this dream last night. And really, I couldn't even tell if it was a dream, because it felt like in the physical I was aware, but at the same time, it's like I was more aware mentally and spiritually, because I woke up. But you know, when you have sleep paralysis, it usually starts out with you asleep, then you wake up, and then, you know, you're having these spiritual encounters while you're physically awake. But this time, that wasn't the case for me. I was asleep, but it felt like I was there physically. I'm not sure if I was in the astral plane or what it was, but I was meditating all night. I woke up at about midnight, and I stayed up for about 2 hours, and I was watching videos on, you know, the Rapture, and I was watching, you know, my Christian content about, you know, end time prophecies. So sure enough, I fell asleep around like 2 or 3, and that's when I have this weird vision. And what I seen was, I seen like an anthropomorphic reptilian, man. It was like a reptilian-like being. And I remember he was real short. He was about maybe 4 feet, 4.5 feet. And I remember whatever this weird devil was, man, I remember it basically grabbed me in a chokehold, and I couldn't move. And he's sitting there just taunting me. And it's like he was speaking with me spiritually, but he wasn't physically speaking with me. It's like he was speaking telepathically in the spirit realm. And he was basically telling me, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's about to come to pass soon. And we're aware that you're aware. But your flesh could be your destruction. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to get out of this chokehold that this devil has me in, and I can't. I'm wrestling with him for like 30 minutes. And I'm begging Jesus to let me go. I'm like, Jesus, you know, please let me go. I'm not sure what I did for this to happen, but please let me go. Like, please. And no matter how much I tried to get this devil off of me, I couldn't get it off of me. And he's sitting there laughing at me. He's sitting there mocking me. And he's basically telling me, like, you know, you gave us way too much legal access. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, what did I do for this to happen to me? And he said, your lustful thoughts, your temptations. That's what this dude told me. And I said, yeah, but I already knew that. And he said, then why'd you ask? Right? So then, boom, I come to, I snap out of it, I can move. This shape-shifting being gets off of me, and he looks at me, and he says, Mont, he says, I'll be back. That is, unless you don't answer. And I look at him, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, hold on. He said, someone's coming in 3, 2, 1. Boom! He shapeshifts and teleports to the other side of my door. And then, on the other side of the hallway, an astronaut comes out of the other side of the apartment. Because I stay in an apartment complex. I'm on the bottom floor. So this being shapeshifts and teleports on the other side of the door. I walk to the door, and I'm looking out the peephole because I'm scared. Like, I'm terrified. I'm looking out the peephole like, yo, is he going to come back? So I go and I look out the peephole, and I see him coming out of the other side of the apartment with an astronaut. He walks out with this astronaut and then comes back and looks at me through the other side of the peephole and then leaves. At this time, I wake up, I'm sweating everywhere. I'm terrified. But what makes it so prophetic is I was just watching videos on the Rapture, you know, end time prophecies, and how they're propagating, you know, all of this alien, Anunnaki, you know, extraterrestrial talk. So it's not a coincidence that this shape-shifting devil comes out with an astronaut. And he has his arm around the astronaut like this. like he's mocking me, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and you know that this is what I'm doing, but it's like he was taunting me like there's nothing you could do about it. Because at the end of the day, this is the devil's world. And the chosen know what's going on. And I think the Most High was trying to show me that, you know, you got to stop worrying about your flesh and get in the spirit more. Because you're chosen and you know what's going on. You're more accountable. You know, it says many are called, few are chosen. Pretty much everyone's called. The Most High is merciful. He wants us all to be saved. He comes and knocks on the door and he waits for you to answer. It says in Matthew that the whole world is going to get preached the gospel and then the end is going to come. Why? That way when the end does come, people can't say that they didn't hear. People can't say that they didn't know. People can't say that they didn't see it coming. Because everyone's going to know. The Most High is going to pour his spirit on all flesh. That goes for this side and the other side. And prophetically, I know that's why the Most High showed me this. So for all of you out there that feel like you're called, that feel like you're chosen, or that feel like God's speaking to you, don't ignore it, man. And if you are called, or if you are chosen, or if you do believe, that doesn't mean that you're still not going to have temptations. That doesn't mean that you're still not going to get visited by devils. Because remember, this battle is spiritual. We wrestle with principalities and demonic forces in high places that we can't see. That's why a lot of times when you get on your walk with Christ, stuff like this happens. It's not a game. There's a reason why I've seen this vision, man. And there's going to be a lot of other Christians throughout the whole world that are going to have experiences like this. We're living in very prophetic times, man. And I'm not saying this to scare y'all. I'm saying this to make y'all aware. Because this stuff is very real. It is. Don't let it scare you, though. Just put on the armor of God, shield of faith, breastplate of righteousness, sword of the Spirit, feet ready to declare the good news, helmet of salvation. Because Christ is our head. But if you don't have the Spirit, if you don't have Christ in your heart, you're going to fall for anything. And these devils know that. And even though I'm perfected in the Spirit, even though I believe in Christ, God knows my heart. But that doesn't mean I'm not subjugated to this flesh still. This body is wicked. You know, I've been having a lot of lustful thoughts lately. And I know that's why I had this encounter. Because God was trying to show me, hey, bro, you got to tighten up. Even though you believe, you got to do better. Because these devils are working very hard right now. So I just wanted to let y'all know about this encounter I had. And, you know, let you guys know that I love you. And, you know, keep walking in the Spirit, man. Do everything you can. Because, we're getting very close to the end, bro. We're getting very close. But I love you all, man. And, you know, keep doing what you got to do, man. God is real. Jesus is real. And if you don't know, eventually you will. I love you all. Godspeed.